Hi guys, I'm Channing from Moms Without Answers, and welcome to Hometalk, the world's largest DIY community for home and garden. If you're watching this premiere on Hometalk TV, be sure to follow, but also remember that I'm watching this with you. So comment below, let me know where you're watching from, and let me know if I can answer any of your questions for you. So I'm filming from Houston today, so let me know where you are, and let's get started. So, for today's project, you're going to need the following materials. You will need chalk paint, wood glue, water, an old rag. You will need a stain, Mod Podge, paintbrushes of different sizes, and you will need a mirrored image. And we'll talk more about this in a little bit. I also have a board. This was a 2x2, 2 foot by 2 foot. I had it cut in half. They can rip these boards for you at Home Depot. You will also need a frame. I used these 3/4 of an inch by 1.5 inch pieces that I'm going to use for my frame, and some clamps. So here we go. So today we're going to be making a super fun Christmas sign, and it is an easy project. It's easier than you would think. Like I've told you before, I have farmhouse decor in my home, and so these signs are something that I love, and I love to have them in my home. So today we're going to make a sign using, we're going to do reindeer names on our sign. But to get started, you'll see that these are backwards. So I'm going to tell you how to do this really quickly. As I'm doing this, if you have questions, again, comment below. I'm going to answer all the questions for you. So I made these in Word and I mirrored them. So as you can see, this is what it looks like normally when you put your words into any type of word processor. And then this is them mirrored. But what you want to do a little differently is you want to use a text box to create your image. Okay, so you'll put these words into a text box and then you'll format them and you'll flip them into a mirrored image. Okay, so I know that sounds interesting, but it's really easy to do once you get in there. So after you've done this, you are going to cut out all of your letters. Okay, so you're gonna cut them out and have all your words ready to go. I forgot to mention, my friend Kara is here helping me out today, so if you hear her, she's here and she's gonna help me make this project just perfect. So once you have your image or your words ready to go, you are going to paint your board. So I used chalk paint. I did 2 layers of chalk paint. Let me tell you, I know everybody has chalk paint people have their favorites. I just grabbed what I had on hand. I used the Rust-Oleum chalk paint. I did a coat of the aged gray, and then once that was dry, I did a coat of the linen white. So that will be on there as we get going.
And do you have to do 2 different colors, or?
You don't. So you don't have to do 2 different colors. I did that because as we move on to the project, it gives it an aged, like farmhousey rustic look, and that's what I'm going for in my home. But if you want a cleaner look, I would suggest doing 2 coats, but you don't have to do 2 colors of paint. So I did do that here. Now, before we get started, know that you can do this with any other image as well. So if there's another like if you want to do just, you know, a standard farmhouse theme, if you don't want to do anything Christmassy, you can do something different. But this concept works for any type of sign that you're doing. So, like I said, I already cut down my frame. I'm going to go ahead and glue these on. I'm doing that because I want to make sure that I have the correct lining for my words when I put them on. So,
and then this is the stain that she used.
Yes, this is the stain that I used. I am loving this stain. I have not used this before. I guess my husband picked it up for something and I grabbed it out of the garage. But it's Briar Smoke. So you can use this as well. You guys don't forget to comment below and let me know where you're from. I'd love to hear from you. So to get started, I'm gonna go ahead and put the wood glue on the end of the frame. I cut it down to size and I'm gonna put the first piece on and I'm gonna line it up. This is not a fancy frame. Again, I'm going for that rusticy farmhouse look. So it's not going to be absolutely perfect, but I love the way it looks. So then I'm gonna get my second piece.
And this is also like very minimal tools required.
Yes, and know that if you don't have power tools, I love a good power tool, but if you don't have power tools, they can cut these down for you at Home Depot. So, all right, once I have those lined up perfectly, I'm gonna use my hand clamp. Press that on.
Just until the glue dries. Right?
Just until the glue dries. And then I'm gonna do the other piece. This is a super fun project. I always like, when I'm decorating for the holidays, I like to go with stuff that matches the general decor of my home. So that way when I'm adding stuff in, it just kind of goes. If you get what I'm saying, it just it all works together. But tell me, do you like to go with like your general decorating theme? Do you like to switch it up? I know people who they will turn their whole house around when it comes to the holidays. So what do you prefer to do? All right, so we want to make sure these are lined up perfectly.
And the best thing about gluing these is like, if you're a little off, you can quick pick it up and move it around. Yeah. It's very forgiving.
All right, so we're gonna turn it around.
Oh, that looks so cute already.
I know, I love this color. Do you guys you guys are crafters like me. Do you have a favorite stain that you use? I love a good stain. I was really pleased with this one. Okay. And the other thing about this frame is it's really forgiving. Ooh, sorry about that. It's really forgiving in that if you, like right here, that it is super easy to put together. And if I do not match the end up perfectly, I can fix it on the other end. So it's awesome.
Looks pretty good down here.
I know.
And that took you all of like, I mean, yeah, you pre-cut everything, but
I did.
to put that on, that took you all of 5 minutes. Yeah, if that.
If that. If that. It did not take long at all.
So you're just
and I have a custom frame. Right now I'm securing these pieces once I can get them on. My goodness, there's always something, you know? Okay, so there you go, a custom frame. It was super easy to make. I did it with minimal tools, and now it's the exact color and exactly how I want it for my project. So next we're gonna go ahead and add the words to our picture. Again, you can use whatever font you want. I did go with a standard Times New Roman, but I mean, you can use your favorite font. Tell me your favorite font. I would love to know your favorite font. Just like stains, I love a good font. So comment below, tell us what your favorite fonts are to use. I'm again using Mod Podge. This is literally the best crafting tool ever. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my first word. I did do the reindeer in order. So first we have Dasher. And I'm going to Mod Podge the side of the paper with the ink on it, okay? So I'm just using a paintbrush.
Which is a little weird. Normally you would think that you would do it the other way, but this is gonna be like the coolest little trick that you've ever seen.
Yes.
And also, what if people wanna do like a bigger sign?
If you wanna do a bigger sign, another really neat tip that you could do is you could you could create an image and have it printed at a print shop on a onto a poster board. and they can print it larger for you. It's really neat. So they can print it for you, and you could just do a larger board that you are doing your image on. I have one in my home that's like a 32 inch board, and I did a poster size image because obviously I couldn't print that at home. Yeah. So it's the ink itself that's adhering to the paint. Be sure if you're interested in any of these materials to look at my materials list. All of it is listed for you. And then if you have any questions about some of the materials, I can answer those for you below. Also to note, I am using a water-based Mod Podge because the chalk paint is also water-based. So that's important for you to remember when you're doing this project, is that you want to use water-based materials. Also, like I mentioned, I did use a chalk paint because it's more porous. The ink from this image will actually adhere to the chalk paint. It's so neat. So I'm gonna put the next one on.
And this is like super easy. Like you would think that this would take you a long time.
No, it doesn't.
But how long did this take you to prep?
This took me a couple of hours to prep, which is, well, it took me about a couple of hours to get all, and by a couple of hours, I mean, go to the store, get my boards, get them cut down, all of those fun things. So it really is an easy project. All right.
And like super customizable.
It's very customizable, and it's a great gift. Do you guys like to do DIY gifts? I love a good DIY gift. And I'm currently trying to come up with some great ideas for this year. So if you have anything that I have to make for someone, let me know what your idea is, because I'm all in. So we have Dasher and Dancer and Prancer. You can see I'm just lining these up. Now, when I cut these out, I want you to know I cut them out pretty closely to the letters to where you're not seeing a lot of the white around the actual word, and you'll see why in a minute. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen.
You gotta sing the song in your head while you do this.
I do. I'm literally singing it over and over again. Okay, speaking of that, I want you to tell me, what is your favorite Christmas carol? What's your favorite Christmas carol, Kara? I'm putting you on the spot.
Maybe Rocking Around the Christmas Tree?
Oh.
Is that a Christmas carol? Or is it just a Christmas song?
I think you can go with it either. You don't like I Saw?
No, I don't like that one. The grandma one?
Yeah, the grandma one.
Tell us who actually likes it. Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
Do you like Grandma got ran over by the reindeer, or I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus?
Like who? No.
I know.
I can't say that. My mom never liked that song, so maybe that's why I don't like it, but
that's hilarious.
It's also not a carol.
It's not a carol. I like Noel.
Okay, that's an actual carol,
it is.
I think.
I'm way better than you in my picking of songs.
I know, wow. You put me on the spot, though.
I did put you on the spot. I did. Okay, so we have Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen. You can see that I did not put these, for this certain effect, I did them all the first letter in a straight line. I just like the way that looks on this particular project, but you can always center this. Now, also, if you do this on a larger board, you're still gonna have to cut out your words. You don't wanna leave those, you don't wanna leave all the white paper space, okay? Now, you see that I'm getting these really good. You wanna make sure, I'm also losing bristles, but it doesn't have to be perfect, but you wanna make sure that the word itself is really covered up. Again, guys, I'm a messy crafter, but I'm okay with it.
Who else out there is like a tornado when they craft? Or
yes.
Are you like, I'm a clean crafter?
No, you are a clean crafter.
Channing's hands are always dirty when she's crafting.
I am.
Paint, glue.
But that's why we're a good team.
Yeah, I mean, look at this mess that she's already created.
I know, but it's gonna turn out good.
That's all that matters.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid. Who's next, guys? Well, you can see. I gave it away. It's Donner. But tell me who's after Donner. All right. Let's see. Look at him. Donner's apparently a troublemaker.
What, and you have, how many other signs do you have like this in your house?
Okay, I have 2 other signs that I leave up year round. I have one in my kitchen and one above our piano, but I love them. And I get asked where I got them all the time because you guys, these literally look like the farmhouse signs that you can grab at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, that you can find on Etsy. Like, this is literally how it's gonna turn out.
But for like a literal fraction of the price, because you pretty much already had all the wood and stuff on hand and the paint on hand. Like,
I did.
I'm sure if you guys are crafters, you already have
so much of this. You have the Mod Podge, you have the chalk paint, and then I use my at-home computer. That's what I use to print this.
Now, I know people are gonna ask about like printer ink. Like, does it have to be a laser?
It does not.
printer?
No, you can use any kind of printer. It's just the actual ink itself that transfers. So it doesn't matter what kind of printer you use. They will most likely use a laser printer at a print shop. So yeah, it's the same thing.
And by print shop, you mean like Staples?
I mean, yes, you could use a Staples, a Kinko's, a FedEx, wherever you can get that.
Does Walgreens make like big prints, like CVS, like drugstores, or?
No, I would go to an actual office printer space. I'm gonna put Rudolph on here. Now, I actually think, so here's the other thing, guys. My spacing looks like it may be a little off on this one. So I'm gonna find something, maybe like some little Christmas trees or something to put to the bottom of this sign that I can add on. That's the other thing. This is literally foolproof. You cannot mess this up. You can also, if you feel like, wait, I don't like how something turned out, you can paint over it with the chalk paint and then just do another layer. It's not a big deal at all. So
There's our Rudolph.
there's Rudolph. And as you can see, I have a little more room down here, but I may just do like a cute little row of like farmhousey looking Christmas trees. And I think that would be a great addition. So once you have all of these on, you're gonna want to let this dry for at least 24 hours. Now, if you're impatient like I am, you can always use a hair dryer to blow dry over it to make sure that the Mod Podge is completely dry. But I would suggest leaving it overnight if you can do so. So, all right, I'm gonna set this one aside. I have another one that I already started working on so I can show you the rest of this process. So, here you go. You can see how it's starting to turn out, but
I don't want to give it all away.
Don't give it all away yet. It's so cute, y'all. I can't wait for you to see it. Once you have, once you've let these dry overnight, you can see how you can start to see the words really good through the actual paper. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna take your water.
This is just like straight water. Nothing's mixed in here. It's
straight water,
just water.
Nothing mixed. Remember, guys, don't forget, if you do have questions about these materials, I know I'm throwing a lot of them at you. Look at the materials list. They're all going to be there so you can check it out and see what else you need. So once these are dry, you're going to take your old rag and you're going to dip it in the water. Now you don't want to wring it out. Okay, you want it to be pretty full, and then you're just gonna kind of blot over the word. Okay, so you'll just kind of blot over it. I'm gonna do both of them at the same time. It's sometimes easier to do more than one word.
And you guys can see you can already see.
Yeah, look, you can see, look right there, how it's starting to come up. So what happens is when you put the Mod Podge on the other side where the ink is, it actually adheres the ink to the chalk paint and it kind of soaks in, because again, like we mentioned, that chalk paint is really porous. Okay, so then you're gonna take your rag and you're just gonna start rubbing it over. Don't worry about these like little gross balls of paper. I promise it's not, it'll go away. So you're just gonna like rub over it, kind of get the edges there a little bit. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. But here's what I love about this, y'all. You know what's different about this than using like vinyl? You know, you see people making vinyl signs. The vinyl, you can't get that distressed look. With this, you really are able to get a farmhouse look and that rustic look, which is what I'm going for. Now, if you, I know there's those of you out there that are not farmhousey people. If you are not into the farmhouse theme, let me know. But if you're not necessarily wanting it to look this distressed, you can always go back and kind of paint over these letters to make them a little more defined. But like, see the B, like I like right there that it like kind of got messed up a little bit, and you'll see the gray that's starting to come in, so it's really giving it that distressed look. I love this sign so much. Okay guys, who's your favorite reindeer and why? I want to know. If we're gonna make a reindeer sign, we got to talk about it. Who's your favorite reindeer?
I mean, maybe Cupid.
Oh, why? Because he's full of love?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Comet.
I don't really know their personalities though.
Well, if you are into Christmas movies like I am, you'll know that Comet is a bit feisty.
Oh,
and
fitting.
I like him. Oh, fitting. I get it. I hear you. All right, guys. My absolute favorite Christmas movie, don't judge me, is The Santa Claus. I could watch it all year round. I do love Elf, but The Santa Claus has a special place in my heart. I want you guys to tell us your absolute favorite Christmas movie below.
Wait, is the Santa Claus with Tim Allen?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that one. But I also really like the like claymation, like super old ones, like Rudolph.
Yes.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And like Heat Miser. Which one is that? Year Without a Santa Claus, maybe?
I don't know what you're speaking.
The Heat Miser. You've never seen that? Okay, we're gonna watch this when this project is over.
When this project is over. Okay.
Okay, that took you all of like
that literally took me all of 2 minutes. So y'all, literally I'm from Texas. I say y'all. Tell me what you say where you're from. Because Kara is from Pennsylvania and she makes fun of the way I talk all the time. I say y'all. So, y'all, the thing that takes the longest is literally letting the Mod Podge dry. So, all right, I kind of took off some of those pieces. As this starts to dry, for the sake of time today, I'm gonna kind of pull some of these little pieces of paper off. But as this starts to dry, the paper dries, and you can use a dry paintbrush to just kind of get off the extra pieces.
And you can just like dump it out.
And you can just dump it out, yeah.
Okay, so, and then what if they wanted to fix like that spot underneath Donner? You can see like the wood is through. So you can see here, because this is a water-based product, when I use the water, sometimes when I rub it, you can see the little pieces that are showing through of the wood. So I'm gonna take a small craft brush and this chalk paint, and I'm gonna dip it in, and I'm just gonna fix a few of these little spots. At first it's gonna look pretty bright, but once it gets in here, we're gonna cover up a few pieces of the wood right here. And you can just kind of go around. You can see where I put these pieces on. I like the way this looks. If you want more of this white to be gone, you can simply just kind of rub it with your finger and get some of it off. I like this look, so I kept it. So once I have covered up a little bit of the wood, it's time to hang. So I'm gonna go hang it. So come with me and I'll show you how I style it. So here it is. I love how it turned out. You can hang it, you can set it, and some other Christmas decor. I'm actually gonna put mine on top of my piano. Look how perfect it is. I love it.
So if you never want to miss out on an episode, be sure to follow, download the Hometalk app, or leave your email address below so you never miss out. Thank you for watching.